Hi, guys. Paragraph 4 has a reference about Dick Cheney and the government that I'm sure most of you don't understand. So I've got just a short video to explain that reference. Okay, first off, here's what it says in paragraph 4. Go ahead and follow along with me. It says, maybe it's the word spyware. It brings up associations of Dick Cheney sitting in a dark room, rubbing his hands together and reading your most private thoughts. Well, most students don't get that because they were born after all this stuff happened. So let me explain it to you. First off is Dick Cheney was the vice president under President George W. Bush, who was president during the Al-Qaeda attacks on the Twin Towers and the other spots. And as a result of the terrorist attacks, they wanted to increase the government's ability to fight terrorism. And so they came up with the Patriot Act. Now, the Patriot Act did some things. Let's have a look at it. Okay, number one, the Patriot Act was enacted in 2001 as a result of the Al-Qaeda terrorist attack on the Twin Towers in New York, the Pentagon, and a fourth attack that was thwarted by passengers. That was a wake-up call for a lot of people in America. We had never been attacked in that manner on U.S. soil before, and understandably, everybody was afraid. Now, the purpose of the Patriot Act was to increase the country's ability to fight terrorism by giving the government greater power in 3 areas. Okay, number 1. It expanded surveillance domestically and internationally. That was one of the most controversial parts of the Patriot Act. I think most people were fine with increasing U.S. surveillance in foreign targets internationally. But when it came to increasing surveillance on American soil, on American citizens, people weren't really comfortable with that. It also increased interagency communication. So like the FBI, the CIA, local police force, the military, it gave them a greater ability to communicate with one another. Because as a lot of people said at the time, all the dots were there to discover this terrorist attack, but there was nobody there to connect the dots because the FBI had some of the dots, the CIA had other dots, and other agencies had a few others. And there wasn't any one person to connect the dots. So it increased their communication. And then number 3, it increased the penalty for terrorist acts. Now back to the reference. The idea that you could have some government official who is basically invading your privacy and reading your most private thoughts, that is the part that makes people uncomfortable. And that is the connection that the author, Harlan Coben, is making to spyware. It makes people feel as if Dick Cheney himself, the vice president, was sitting in a dark room, invading your privacy and reading your most private thoughts. Okay, guys, and I'm going to post a second video for any of you who are more interested in the controversy surrounding the Patriot Act. I found a video that I thought was fairly unbiased and informational for you. Also, for anyone who's actually watching this video, if you change your answers from orange on this document to green, I will give you extra credit, okay? That's the only time I'm going to mention it right now. All right, bye.